Change this. Wrong color. Fuck. Castlevania. Rondo of Blood. Which I think this is also the game that started off the naming tradition for the series, where it's something of something, and it's usually tied to a musical concept. Because, let me pull up my list of games that I plan to play. Rondo of Blood, then Bloodlines, which breaks the trend. Symphony of the Night, Legacy of Darkness, Circle of the Moon, okay, so that's not always music. Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, Lament of Innocence, Dawn of Sorrow, Curse of Darkness, Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia, and then last but not least, Lords of Shadow. And Lords of Shadow too. So, Rondo of Blood. I think the world's quite good. It apparently has very secret paths, and it takes the normal adventure-y Castlevania style of just being a sort of linear path, and it plays around with that a bit by having bottomless pits that are not instant death, and instead just, you go somewhere else. You fall because of the behemoth early on? You're going to the fucking waterway, my guy. You know, you get to the clock tower, there's just various upper and lower screens you get to go through, which, now that I think about it, I wonder if that layout is the same as in Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night... Rondo of Blood... I think it might be. That will blow my fucking mind if it is. Holy shit, it is. That is really cool. I like that. That is good detail. Well, the clock tower itself is actually a shrunk-down version of it. But the giant bridge is still vaguely there. That upper area is still there. There's a little room down there, which looks... yeah, that's a jail cell. Okay. Yeah, that's super neat. I like that. That's good. That is a good detail. There's even the room where you fight Shaft. Oh, that's great. Man, I appreciate Symphony of the Night so much more now. Yeah, no, so the world of Rondo of Blood is super cool, super good. Yeah, Dolphin, that's because I was cutting into 15-minute chunks. And because I really like Fallout New Vegas. Because I'm pretty sure that 250 is short for how long I usually spend in that game. That's 250 divided by 0.25. Is that how that works? No, multiply by 0.25. Yeah, I'm not trying to divide by zero, calculator. Thank you very much, but fucking not helpful. Yeah, that's not even 65 hours. I will happily spend 100 hours playing Fallout New Vegas. But yeah, no, the world of Rondo of Blood. Very cool, very good. Solid 9 out of 10, I'd say. It's got good areas. It's well designed. It's not complete bullshit. It's fun. Story. It's a game with the TurboGrafx, but for a Castlevania game, surprisingly involved. You got little cutscenes, you got little fucking little anime bits. There's that dialogue at the end with Dracula, which, again, it's basically the same cutscene from the start of Symphony of the Night, but I think the writing might be a little better on it. I like it a bit more. So, like, as far as... for a Castlevania game, the story's great. For a general game, I mean, it's... does what it needs to. It's not anything special. Perfectly fine. That's not a 10 at all, but sure. Characters? I don't know, I like Richter. I definitely prefer Symphony of the Night Richter with his fucking lions made of hair, but young boy Richter's not bad. Bit of a himbo, though. And, you know, you got little side characters, which I didn't bother saving. You got Dracula, you got Shaft. It is kind of neat to see the Castlevania 1 bosses come back, with the giant bat, Medusa, and Mummy and Frankenstein. Those are a nice little addition. I want to say those also came back in Super Castlevania 4 as well. I'm not sure how much it was really necessary to bring them back, but either way. Who knows? But all in all, I don't know, I like the characters. I think they're alright. I think Richter's interesting enough for what he needs to be. Gameplay. I'm not sure if the gameplay is a step down from 4. It might be. Because it's very much a simplification, but it also does still give you enough tools to get the job done. I think just the whip spin from 4 is too good. It's just such a beautiful addition. Because the whip spin doesn't do that much damage, so you can still use the more precise whip hits to deal better damage, but it's just great for projectiles. If something's weak enough, you can just slap it down instantly. Oh. And they also removed the angled whip swings, which I'm a bit saddened by, because that just made staircases so much more playable. But Rondo of Blood does also make staircases much better just by increasing the movement options on them. You can always jump on them, you can always jump off them, you can, you know, throwing sub-weapons is still as jank as ever, but the other things make it easy enough to go up a staircase and down one that I don't really care. And speaking of the sub-weapons, the dagger getting buffed, and Richter throwing 3 of them rather than just 1, very nice. The fact that they're in a spread as well helps so very much to make those more useful. Theoretically higher damage, better usage because you can actually cover an area rather than just a single dagger going out. Otherwise, the axe is still good. Holy water, actually way more useful now because it travels forwards. The book is usable. I don't know. Thankfully, the diamond doesn't exist because fuck the diamond. The timepiece was surprisingly rare and not really that necessary, as far as I could tell. Only times I'd really consider using it were when Medusa heads showed up, and those didn't show up that often. But yeah, no, I'd say solid 8 out of 10. Gameplay's pretty good. It's refined. Movement's good. You've got the jump dodge. It's very handy. Music? The music was pretty darn good. Had some classic tracks. It has, unlike 4, I think this tracks still have enough punch to them for them to work. Whereas with 4, they were kind of just reimaginings of the older ones, but they didn't have the punch of them. They were too flat. I think Rondo of Blood does a great job at improving on that. Lengthwise, it's a bit short. I mean, Dolphin, we theoretically could have played last night, then you had sleep to go do, so. But I mean, I'm free all week, outside of Saturday? Yeah, which I'm normally busy Saturday anyways. Max, I hope I'm not included in that week. Yeah, the game might be a little short for what it is, but I imagine the replayability... yeah, could do, Dolphin. The replayability probably adds a lot to it, finding those extra stages, saving the characters, playing as Maria. So I think, for how I played it, it's a bit short. But I also didn't really look for the secret stuff, because I didn't know that there was secret stuff like that. And I assumed a lot of those pits were instant death. I wonder if this game has instant death pits, because it has instant death water, where you fall into it and you're just dead, because no water physics and whatnot. Yeah, there might not be instant death pits. Probably tell if it's death. Yeah, so The length could be fine, but I'm also not looking to replay the game. So, bit on the short side. And the jank, surprisingly jank-free, I think. I don't recall any moments of impressive jank. The swinging clock bits ran perfectly fine. There wasn't any weird jank like falling off of it into an instant death pit. The bosses were all mostly fine. I don't know why that one skeleton on the chair swings back and then crumbles, but that's not jank, just neat. So, I don't know. Give that a polished out of 10. As for DLC, it's a fucking TurboGrafx game. You're not getting that. That's not a thing. Still. But yeah. All in all, Rondo of Blood. Very, very solid, very enjoyable game. 8.5 out of 10. I like it. It ain't perfect, but I also just don't much care for the style of game.